Okay guys, I've had a request to do the, I guess what's referred to as the magic hem, and it's hemming jeans where you can't tell that it was cut off and it shows the original hem. So instead of cutting off right here and then turning it up, we restore the magic hem by showing the original hem line. So here's what you do. You turn your pants wrong side out and you turn this up, and what you do is you measure from the edge of the hemline to the fold line, and that's going to be half of what your hem is going to be. So this is going to be a 1-inch hem. 1 inch is about the shortest you can go to use this trick, because you'll see why once I cut the fabric. When you do your measurement, we're going to sew this on, and then we're going to have to cut this fabric off down to 3/8 of an inch, and you have to have at least a 1/2 inch to do that. So I'll have to come in and just barely cut off the fold line to get what we need to get when we do the hem. So you'll see what I'm talking about. But anyway, if it's not at least 1 inch, you can't do it this way. You'll have to do remove the stitches and cut it and then re-hem it, and you won't be able to use the original hem line. So anyway, go all the way around. I press it to get it in place and measure your half of the hem length. So mine's a 1/2 inch for a 1 inch hem, and it has to be that way all the way around. And keep measuring as you press and make sure it's a 1/2 inch. Keep it even. So once you've done that, you can do it without pressing if you want to, but it makes it so much easier. So what we're going to do now is let's see, these are both serged, so the inside leg is this seam. Alright, so what we're going to do, we have our zipper foot on, the needle's on the left side, and we're going to go sew right along as close to this fold line at the end of the fold line as we can. So I'm using blue thread. I'll switch out to the gold thread once I do the hem back. And let's see, my stitch length is set at 3. That should be good enough. So here we go. Help if I turn the machine on. Have to get some tension off the foot. See if it'll go now. Having to help it get it over that seam because that zipper foot doesn't have as much contact as a regular foot does. Okay, here we go. So we're going to stay right next to that fold line, or I guess the end of the seam line. Guess I need to check my tension since I didn't check it. It's a little bit loose. Tighten it up just a bit. Alright, here we go. And you see me trying to keep it straight, because if you don't, that seam will bow up and you'll end up with a shorter hem than what you want to. So keep it good and straight on the back side to keep it from curling up. Okay, we're going over a seam again. Let me go slowly here and see if I can get up over it with this foot. straight away on the back side. Just about at it, back at our starting point. Cut my threads. Alright, there we go. We've got our hem created there for restoring the original seam line. Okay, next thing we have to do, we have to cut off this rounded edge, and we have to measure 3/8 of an inch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come around here and do a chalk line, and then I'm going to just use my rotary cutter and come cut that off. So let me do the chalk line first, and then I'll show you basically, let me get the ruler here, I'll show you how to measure it. There it is. So we have to measure from this edge fold line here out 3/8 of an inch, and you see I just need to barely cut off my fold line there for 3/8 of an inch. That's why a 1/2 inch is about all you can do, because if it gets any shorter it'll go beyond the fold line. You won't be able to cut anything off. So what I'm going to do to be accurate, I'm going to go around here and let me show you what I'm going to do. I'll get that on that line right there. I'll take my chalk like this and I'll mark it. And I lay it flat, that way I get a longer mark line as I go around. It makes it much quicker. So let me keep doing this, get my mark line and cut it, and then I'll show you what we do next. We have to remove the original stitches here for the hem, because we're going to fold this up and we're going to fold the part that we cut underneath it. And that's what hides it and makes it the original seam. So let me get that done, let me get it cut, and I'll be right back. Okay, I've removed all the stitches out of the hem line, so it's free now. So what we're going to do is fold the hem line up one piece. We're going to press this, and so it'll lay good and flat, and then we're going to roll that original hem line over there. Then we're going to come stitch in the same holes that we took the hem out of, and that will lock that raw end under that hem line. So let me press it and get it ready. I'm also going to use some wash away school tape along this seam here and fold that over and anchor it down good. That way once I get it under the machine, I don't have to worry about this coming away from, because of what it's doing, that 3/8 of an inch allows it to go right up next to where that fold line is. And so it folds over perfectly. And this is how little I cut off, so that shows you why you have to do at least a 1/2 inch, because it gets so small when you cut it off that, or a 1 inch I should say, a total of a 1 inch hem is about the minimum you can do when you do this style of hemming. So if it's any less than that, you're just going to have to unhem it, cut off a little bit, roll it back up, and do it that way. So let me get this pressed and let me get some of that wash away tape on it, and I'll anchor it down. And I've got the gold thread in here and the regular foot back on, and we'll go around and hem it up then. So let me do that and I'll be right back. Okay, I've got all the seams rolled around, covering the raw edge up, and the raw edge comes right up to the fold line basically, so it's nice and secure in there. And I put some of the wash away tape, I put a strip like there, and I go around it, and so it's not completely locked down, but it's close enough to keep it locked in. If you do a minimum, at least do it on the side seams. That's the hardest part to keep locked down. The rest of it usually is fairly easy, but I just go ahead and put a little bit all the way around it. It just makes it easier, it keeps it all in place while I do this. Let me show you the tape I use. You can get it off Amazon. I'll put an affiliate link on here, but these are little 1/4 inch pieces of tape and they work great. And I've used almost the whole roll of this. It comes about that thick when it's new. So you get a lot with it, and you get, I think, 2 rolls, if I remember right, in a package. So I've got another one to go. So I'll probably be ordering some more here before too much longer. I use it so much. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to rehem using the thread that was on it when it was originally done. So same thread, and we're going to try to stay in the same holes that it was originally hemmed with. It's a fat side seam. I'm going to turn the hand wheel and see if I can get it to move. Hopefully we'll have some tension on the thread. Start right there in the middle of it. Okay, here we go. Stitch length is, I'm going to go in between 3.5 and 4. Still following that line. Once I get off this side seam, I'll start using the foot. Just want to make sure I go good and slow and follow that line. Alright, we're off of it now, so we can go ahead and go. I'm going to go slow and make sure I maintain that I'm in that line that was previously stitched. Thick side seam again. Alright, let me cut my threads where I started. You do this, you'll see how uneven when they hem these jeans, they are goes to the middle, goes to the edge, goes to the middle, goes to the edge, but you just need to follow the original seam line. Alright, we're coming up on where I started. I'll go over that by a few stitches. Stay perfectly aligned here. Okay, let's go back 2 stitches. Let's see here, we're obviously not in that mark. Foot kind of moved it over a little bit. There we go. There it goes much easier. And 1 forward, and we're done. Let me cut the threads off here. Alright. There's the inside. It's nice and clean. There's the outside with the original hem on it. And it looks like it's never even been modified when you look at it. So give it a good press and everything will flatten out nicely and you should be happy with it. So that's it for now, guys. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'm glad I was able to do this for you. But again, I referred people to another video and they all said I want to see you do it, so that's why I ended up doing it. Today's one of those icy, snowy days outside that we're having right now, so anyway, it's a good time to do it since I can't get anyone in for business and can't get out. So anyway, that's it. Take care, guys.